another section of our podcast or our daily live videos. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important topics that I think is important that you should know about concierge here in Tulum, at least here in the Riviera Maya, like Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen. Um, I think I have been here for almost 10 years and I start my business on my own, and I was like growing up made a lot of mistakes to learn how to run my business, and I think now I can personally say that we are like a formal company here in Tulum that has many experience, and we have learned a lot. So along of the all 9 years, I have been experienced encounters with concierge. Some of them are really nice, some of them are not. But uh, what I'm going to talk about is not like generally, it's like information that I know, that I actually know as a fact because it happened and because I know for sure how things work, at least here in Tulum. And many people probably know about it. So this is like no brand new or news that you haven't heard before. So like everybody knows that a concierge uh, works for a fee. So their job is to make your visit or your travel a lot easier than it should be. That's their job. Like if you want decorations on your Airbnb, they will get it for you. You don't have to worry about that. If you want a yacht experience, they will get it for you. A concierge will get you everything you ask, or at least most of the good concierge get you everything you ask. The only thing about the concierge in Tulum and the whole Riviera Maya is that the commissions they get is the most of their income. So living in Tulum is expensive. One of the things that you should know, like living here for the local people and for us, is expensive. So a person who wants to have a decent uh, life around here should get around 2,000, 3,000 a month so they can live like a nice life here with the rental, with the expense, daily expenses, services, and everything. So that's how it costs more or less living here in Tulum. So telling you that is that the concierge get their commissions from the vendors or the services providers. So if you're coming to Tulum and you want to book a yacht, um, it will take you more. It will be more expensive than just looking for yourself. If you want to get rid of it, all the troubles, searching, asking quotes, looking if it is a good company that like you can trust or not. Um, if you don't want all of that trouble, you should get a concierge, but not like any concierge, you know. Um, what I can say is like my perspective of this is if it's the concierge like more is if the brand or the company is bigger than one person, for sure they need to get charged more of that. You know, it's like not because they are like getting many clients should be more expensive. I think it will be like the opposite. For me, my way of thinking is like, well, for me, is that you're doing well in a business. Well, uh, keep that working. Like, you don't have to charge more. You know, like, um, anyways, what we are talking about is. Hola Jessica Lopez, bienvenida. What I'm talking about is if you want to be less stressed than anything else, like if you don't want to worry about anything, you should get a concierge. If you want to look for yourself and get the direct cost of the services providers, it will be much less expensive if you hire a concierge. Let me give you an example of my own experience. I'm a private chef here in Tulum, and once I get hired for a concierge from a concierge, and he asked me like, "How much do you charge for dinner?" Hola, Josué. Saludos. If you are, he asked me like, "How much do you charge for a dinner?" And I was like, "Well, in that back then it was like 5 years ago, more or less. No, it was more like 7 years ago. And back then I was charging like $40 per person for one dinner, ingredients included. You know, like 7 years ago it was fine. For me, I get a good profit and it wasn't that expensive. $40 per person for a nice dinner and luxury services 7 years ago in Tulum, it was a really good deal. So we got hired for dinner and breakfast, and the total was like 18 USD per breakfast per person and 40 USD per dinner. So in total was like 58 US dollars. And we make a discount, and at the end we charge 55 US dollars per breakfast and dinner per person. It was a group of 5 or 8 people, more or less, 7 years ago. Um, and the concierge was the one who paid me. He was like I was asking him like all the details, the menu options, allergies, style, location, and time, and the address. He gave me all the information, and he asked the client all the information. So we cook. We arrived. The dinner was first. We arrived the first night, and we cooked dinner. Everything was fine. They love it, and we say goodbye that night, and we say, well, we will see you tomorrow morning. And they say, yes, thank you so much. Everything was fine. Everything was delicious, and that's it. At that point, 7 years ago, I was really happy. I was the only chef working in my company, so I was really happy. At the next day, um, I arrived with my ingredients to prepare breakfast, and we make like scrambled eggs, French toast, and something like that. I don't remember exactly what we cook for dinner or breakfast, But I do remember the French toast because we make like two. We make one per person, but it was like big portion. Like one per person. It was enough, and they complain about it to me. Like they told me like, can you make more French toast? And I say no because it's one per person, and we make like everything family style and this and that. And I try to explain, and then they say like, well, for 50 US dollar breakfast, I would have expect more food than just one per person. And I was like, what? And then she told me that the concierge charged them 50 USD per breakfast and 100 USD per dinner. And they agree. So imagine my surprise when I was working for someone that overcharged almost 200% of what I was charging, and not even like getting the profit of it. You know, he was receiving like 100 USD per person only to recommend my services, only to ask me to cook for them. And when I told her like, because I speak the truth, and I was like, well, this is my information. Here's my Instagram. Here's my phone number, and here's my PDF file where you can see all my information. And when she saw the prices, she felt bad, of course, and she was like really angry and etc. And the concierge never called me again. Of course, why he will call me again? You know, um, it was a male, like a guy, who made that move, and I was like really pissed off because I was like, I am working for someone so that he will get paid to do nothing and just recommend my business. 7 years ago, my business was okay, like I was getting one dinner per night, like one event one event per day. Let's say one event per day, and it was either breakfast or dinner. In the good days, I got both, like breakfast and dinner on the same day. And I went like both services. I was the one who was cooking, etc. So I was really pissed off. So I didn't want to work with any concierge. I never searched for any concierge. I never sign up for any concierge agencies. And when people ask me, I was like, is this for you or you are a concierge? I was like asking people, my clients, if they work concierge, because I want to make sure that no one will ask me again to cook for someone and they get charged like a lot of people, a lot of money uh, to recommend me. Like I don't need you to recommend my business to anyone, and you get paid like a lot of money just because what you told them, like we are okay, we are good chefs and we can cook. For that, I have my social media, I have my website, my Instagram, my now I have everything. Like I have all that information, the videos we make, like that's my presentation card, like. But back then was a really bad experience for me and for the client who came to Tulum and paid 150 USD per person when we only charge like 50, or not even 50. We circle around for 40 US per person for breakfast and dinner. Anyway, the concierge get 110 US dollars per person for the group of 8 people. so he get 180 US dollars, and I was getting what, like 100 US after expenses, and that was my bad uh, story about concierge. That is a bad story, like that's the worst part that I have been with the concierge. But also, in many years that I have been here in Tulum, I got good experiences with them. I was working with the concierge that they have like two houses, and they get paid 10% of the services that we get booked. At the beginning, it was only like uh, private chef experience, then mariachi band, and then we get like asked for fire show, balloon decorations, like everything they want, everything you want, we can get it. And with the concierge, we have a deal that we will give them like 10% commission if they recommend us. And we start doing like a really good business because they recommend us like with everyone the, that arrived to their Airbnbs. So we had a lot of work, and because of that, like in my gratitude, some of the times when the group was really big in their own houses, let's say they have like two houses, and we get booked with a big for a big group. What I did back then, it was like, okay, let's, you know what, I am the owner and I am the one who make the decisions. So I was like, you know what, they book us the whole week. It's like a group of 10 more of 10 more than 10 people, and we get booked. So I was like, you know what, let's give them the mariachi band for free when we charge like 200 USD dollars per person. And I was like, why not? You are giving me a lot of clients, you are getting paid 10% of the services, plus what I want to do is the clients, you get a little extra of our effort, and so you can feel like we care about you, So I speak with the concierge and tell them like, you know what, I'm going to offer a free mariachi band to this group, and I will tell them that it's because they are booking the house and they are booking my services, and this will be a gift from you guys, the concierge, and myself. And they get my services. They love the food. They love all the experience that we give them, plus the surprise. And most of the reactions are on my Instagram, so you can check them. Um, when you can see when they get surprised of the mariachi band because no one there know about it. It's different when one person or the person who is booking all the services know about the mariachi band, or two-person know on the group, and they know like this the mariachi should arrive. But when I decided to do the free mariachi band, it was a really natural surprise because no one expecting that, and they were like really happy. And that was my good experience with the concierge. I had different um, different concierge experience. Most of the time it was good experience, but what I know for sure is that here in Tulum is more expensive every time because they charge a lot of fees just to get you a car rental, motorcycle rental, scooter rental, private chef experience, mariachi band, saxophonist, any musician, any services that you can imagine, they charge more than it should be. So that's why I'm trying to say that if you are going to book a concierge, you should try to ask them like, okay, give me the direct contact For the private chef, give me the contact or put me in contact with the private chef because I have some questions to ask and do a research because now these days people coming to Tulum and they don't do even a research. It's like a lot of routes out there and what I don't want is people to have a bad experience here in Tulum. So what I recommend is ask all the questions that you want. All the questions should be answered. Like uh, the reviews, ask for the time they will arrive, different contact numbers, and if there is only one person running the business or not, because it happened to me before. Like this is not brand new or new news. It's like I had some issues and I didn't show up for one client and I didn't show up for another client. And we have some issues. I make mistakes because I'm a human. And sometimes it was like out of my hands. At the end, we make the refunds that was necessary. But what I'm telling you is like you have to ask all the information, see the reviews. Like if there are like maybe 10 bad reviews but there is like 100 good reviews, okay, they make mistakes but still it is a running company still working and they have more people happy than the people that is unhappy. So what I'm saying is like you should do the research first of what are the good companies or like the most popular companies here around the Tulum area, in the Playa del Carmen, Cancun, because there are like concierge everywhere. So you should ask every concierge like more details, more information, not just like, well, this is the three top chefs, and you will get charged like in top of what the chef charge, you will get charged a fee. Of course, you know that, but you have to know like how much, like how much will be the fee that the concierge will get because just because he recommends someone. In my case, I have only two cost is 50 USD per person for a dinner and 70 USD per person for a dinner. And that for me is enough to make a dinner. And sometimes I get said like some people said like I am too like I'm not that expensive, and I was like, well, for some people even is expensive, but for some other are not. Like everyone has the like different budgets, but not because I charge less than other people if my services are going to be, I don't know, like bad quality or whatever. It's just like I'm the owner and I know like how much food costs here and how much I will get and how much I'm getting booked the whole month. So I don't need to get like to charge more just because I have like bookings every day and just because I don't know, like I am popular or my brand is popular. Why should I increase my cost to try to get what more money when I am already making money of my business? That's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't try to overcharge, and I don't like other people try to overcharge for what they are like expecting. Um, there is different budgets, and there is always going to be someone who can pay 150 US dollar per person for a dinner, which is fine. Whoever want to pay that, there is a lot of chefs around here that they will be happy to charge that, but we charge half of that and give best experience for me because I'm not saying that it's just like experience and they will be the best experience only because it's me. It's like I love cooking, and when I realized that I want to do this is like I love the service. Like when I love when people taste my food and they look at me and they open their eyes and it's like, wow, this is amazing, and wow, this is something different, and wow, this is the best shrimp and grits that I have tried. And I was like, I'm from Mexico. I'm not supposed to be. I'm a chef, but it's like it shouldn't be that way, you know. Like it shouldn't be like an American citizen came to Mexico and he make chilaquiles, uh, and if I make chilaquiles, it should be my chilaquiles that are the best chilaquiles, you know, because I am Mexican, because I am the one who knows how to make them. Like my whole family history, and every Mexican has to know like how to make chilaquiles. That's how it should be, right? But sometimes when you perfection dishes, when you make them like every day, and you try it, and everyone is telling you that they are really good and they are the best shrimp and grits that they try, so I think you will have to follow your instinct and get attached to that recipe. That's what I did. The first time I cook, nobody said that it was the best. Nobody complained, but they only say like, well, it was a really nice breakfast. Thank you. It was good. But after several breakfasts, after getting the shrimp and grits recipe, start like doing my own thing, adding my own tips, like my knowledge, and until finally get like perfection, and people start telling me that they were like the best shrimp and grits they try. Um, for me, some dishes is like, okay, there are pancakes. You know, like who doesn't know how to make pancakes? It's really easy. The recipe is on the box. But um, there are some other dishes that I love cooking that it needs to be more like more difficult, you know, like for example the shrimp and grits. I salted with garlic, onion, and bell peppers, and a lot of butter, and I use some seasoning that I make, and I add like dry chili so it can give a kick, you know, like spicy kick. And I think that's the most thing or the most important thing that they like, because they always try like, I don't know, from USA, and they don't use even like spicy. So I make my own recipe and they love it. And I was remembering like the whole time when I get like, wow, chef, this is good. Wow, chef, it was amazing. Those are the comments that we receive when we make a really good experience. That's the kind of experience that I love to make every time. That you can say, wow, that you can say, amazing, that you can say, oh my God, those are the words that I want to come out of your mouth when you try your food, when you try my team food, because I'm not the only one who cooking, but I was the one who taught them like the way I make things, and the way I make the recipes. So those are the good experiences that I want you to get when you book services in Tulum or the Riviera Maya, which is Playa del Carmen, Cancun, Tulum, Holbox. And when you are here, there is many things to do that you can search by yourself and get in touch with the direct provider, you know, like service provider. That's what I'm trying to say. Like you should, maybe you should get a concierge, but for some basic stuff, you know, like transportation, and that's it. But you should get your own balloon decorations, your own chef, your own yacht experience. But that's up to you. Like everybody has a different budget and everybody has a different opinion. This is my personal opinion about it that I just told you like 15 minutes ago. that it was a bad experience for me, and that's my way of thinking. But it's up to you. These are only tips from my part that I tell you to help you to have a really good vacations. Like less stress, less worry, and more enjoy and more fun. That's the whole point about this. So thank you for watching. Thank you for staying here, and I will see you next time. It was a pleasure to be here with you. I am Chef Luis. I am from Catering Tulum. Catering. Oh my God. I'm a Mexican who can speak English, but sometimes my brain is like stop speaking English, and some of the words are like blah, blah, blah. And anyways, this is my company. This is my brand, Catering Tulum. I hope to say it right. And sometimes when I get nervous, that will happen. I doesn't make my words properly. But anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow me, please. It will be really helpful. It is really important to me that you follow me in all my social media, but especially here in YouTube. Um, thank you. Thank you again for following me. And I will make another video for you so you can have more information. And every day we will make more videos for you. Sometimes we will be here, and sometimes we'll be in in the chef experience place. Sometimes it will be a Airbnb, a villa, a house, hotel, wherever we are. I will try to, if there is a good Wi-Fi reception, because sometimes there is Wi-Fi, but sometimes it's not that good. That is a really good idea for another video about the phone reception around here. You will get shocked. You will get like, wow, I didn't even know that. Like that is a good topic. I will write it down and I will make a video of it because it is really good to see that. Thank you for the people who stay and watch all my video, and don't forget to follow me. Thank you so much. See you.